Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, December 16th, 2024. Well, there have been a lot of stories in the news, TikTok videos and Twitter posts about drones that are being seen very regularly in the skies over primarily New Jersey, but also some surrounding areas. And I've had so many people ask me to ask the tarot cards what's going on with these because it's inciting a lot of curiosity, luckily not alarm or fear or anything like that. I thought, okay, let's do this. Let's look. Now, as usual, I like to see if I can get some divergent points and find some common ground before I do a tarot read on something, a current event like this. And so I did in this case too. I went to the Department of Defense to see what they might have to say about the drones. Now, it's interesting to note, I'm going to take you over to my X account because I mentioned in our previous video, Facebook is no longer an option for me, and we'll just have to live without it, which is fine. I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm going to take you to my X account, and we'll look at a Department of Defense item, in fact, a couple of them, and then we'll see if there's any correlations with the dates of those and some 17 posts. And then we'll ask the universe about connections and information. All right, so that's kind of laying out the whole thing that's going on here. Let's go to that share screen quickly, and I'll show you what I found. Okay, the Department of Defense has this announcement on the 5th of December. It's interesting because I think Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is long gone. So he supposedly signed a classified strategy for countering unmanned systems on the 5th of December. Yeah, right. Okay. You can read that if you're interested. I just thought it was funny that they were very explicit about who had sent that release out. So it wasn't the PR team or anything. Now, when I went to a compilation site that has the 17 posts in order, and I'm not allowed on X to give it to you, probably not on YouTube, but hopefully you've got a friend or something that can clue you in on a couple sites that do have those compilations. There were 29 posts that were authored and published on December 5th. I looked through the 29, found a couple that I thought might have some relevance to this because, if Lloyd Austin has been dealt with one way or the other, and I wondered, is it the White Hats that did this release? And if they did, they're going to be on board enough that they're going to try to time a release with some corresponding deltas. So here's one such delta. It says, will another attempt to delay be made? And so I think there's a hint here that some of what we're seeing with those drones is an attempt to delay and distract, definitely. Moves and countermoves. See something, say something, and then another one. Godfather 3, be prepared for what you find. I thought that was kind of interesting that delta on December 5th, the same time that this announcement came out. And then yesterday, the there was another news release, and I'll click on that and take you to it. Again, going to the Department of Defense. Okay, this was written by apparently someone that's alive, C. Todd Lopez. So it's not from Lloyd Austin. And it talked about how in recent weeks a number of drones have been sighted over New Jersey, prompting concern and thousands of telephone calls. So again, see something, say something, people were doing it, okay? And some of those drones have been sighted over the arsenals and naval weapons station in Earl, both in New Jersey. So the spokesman acknowledged that there have been sightings, and they said that they don't have any um, they've had to deal with drone incursions over the bases for quite some time now. It's something they routinely respond to in each and every case when reporting is sighted. Okay, and you can read the rest of it. So, drones have been sighted. The government is finally admitting that. And we wondered, what's going on? What is the cause of this? And it's funny because a month from now, people going, oh yeah, there was a lot going on about drones, weren't there? It'll be, it'll be something that I think is not lasting in nature for our attention. And as usual, when you have something like this that gets so much attention so fast and so many people curious about it, it makes you wonder, what am I not supposed to be looking at? And my personal thoughts are conditions in Syria, the country that starts with U, and the US economy. So those would be things that aren't getting a lot of airtime now that are important and might be good for us to keep our eye on and sending positive intentions to peaceful, positive outcomes in whatever the situation might be. So, but let's see what the universe, we're going to just ask for insights and information. First of all, I want to put a yes or no element onto this question. And my yes or no element is, are the drones that are being widely reported, are the majority of them, what is their provenance? Is it um, white hats? So that's my yes or no element, and then additional insights and information we want to know. So what's going on? I doubt we're going to get a yes with the white hats, but I've heard one voice I kind of trust say it is the white hats, and every voice that even disagrees with that says it's a distraction. But let's see what the universe wants us to know. So insights and information about the the large number of drone sightings that have been reported over New Jersey and on the East Coast here in recent days and the past week or so, plus additional insights and information with the yes or no element being our white hats, the, the I want to say authors, but that would be right. So our white hats doing the drone flights, plus additional insights and information the universe wants us to know. All right, I'll switch the camera. We'll work with the cards and find out together. Okay, I'm anxious to see what the universe wants us to know about this situation. Our white hats, the uh, point of origin for the majority of these drones that we're seeing, plus additional insights and information the universe wants us to know. Like I said, I've had one voice I trust say white hats, one voice I trust say deep state, and they all agree. Distraction, distraction. Let's see what the cards have to say. We got a yes, they're from the white hats. Further confirmation, we have the star, which is my 17 team. So yeah, the 9 of Cups for the recent past. The 9 of Swords for the current. Good to see that one. The Fool for the near future. And inside cards include Judgment and the 6 of Swords. So this is interesting. First of all, the situation, we got a yes with our Ace of Swords. Plus our Ace of Swords is a very reassuring card in and of itself, talking about success. The 17 card says, yeah, the white hats definitely are behind these drones. Okay. And they're pretty happy. It's an operation that they have engaged in that they're actually pretty happy with. The 9 of Cups indicates that here. Now, then we have a second 9 here, and it's nice because multiple 9s showing up like that, 2 9s in a reading, usually talk about being in the right place at the right time, and that all will happen as it's meant to. So very reassuring card read so far here. The 9 of Swords always talks about, yes, well, there's some items to worry about, not nearly as much as you might think they are. I'm getting the intuitive nudge that the drones, especially going at night, where they have limited capability, but they can do observational items as well as some detection items. I think they're keeping the deep state from engaging in some actions that would have been harmful by having these drones fly in at random times and ways. It's not that they're trying to just kind of put the brakes on something that was being planned, is what I'm getting here. So I think that's why someone said that they felt like there was a deep state element to it. I say the white hats are behind it because of the cards I'm getting, but what it is they're keeping the deep state from doing something that they had planned that was shenanigans in nature. Okay. Now let's look at the near future, what it says. Again, very reassuring. The Fool. Major Arcana showing up here. We got two Major Arcana showing up for the near future so far, and I'll get a few more cards and see if there's additional insights that we need to know. But the Fool is always kind of stepping out in faith, and so they're keeping some things from happening until there is a changing of the guard for the administrations, is kind of what I'm getting from this. And their intent is, first of all, again, they're keeping that in the near future. There's going to be some judgment involved for those that needed to be curtailed and prevented from engaging in things that might have harmed others. So they will be facing some judgment for that. And again, the purpose is for innocent life to be safely kept innocent and safe until we can get to the, like I said, that changing administration. So it looks like they had something planned that they were doing. And by having these drones, especially coming at night, so that they don't have the cover of darkness for actions that they might have in the past. And by the way, one of the things that those drones can do is sniff out radioactive material. So they may be preventing something from being transported, moved, or put into place for, again, some kind of a not peaceful action intent. So keep those drones flying, guys. If it's keeping people safe, keep them flying. Gonna get a couple more cards here. Hello, Justice. Knight of Swords, another white hat card. Then we have the Seven of Swords landing on top of Judgment. And the Two of Swords, lots of swords, okay? The swords that are showing up here, swords are our suit that talks about the written and spoken word and thoughts. So this involves plans too, as well as the planning procedures. So we have the Justice card showing up for the near future. Again, that Judgment Day is going to come and justice will be had. The White Hats are going to make sure of it. So I love that. Then the defeat card showing here with the Seven of Swords. Again, it's landing on top of those that are going to face judgment. And we got to be a little patient. There's going to be a time where we can't know the full details, but the universe has shared with us that it's white hat in nature. It's keeping the shenanigans gang from doing some shenanigans and just letting them know that there's eyes on situations and preventing maybe some materials from being moved or from actions being taken that would be harmful to others. So that's what the cards are telling me, and I hope that's what they're telling you. So keep those drones flying, guys. Keep them flying, because apparently they are doing some good for humanity. So let's review. There has been a lot of chatter on regular mainstream media as well as alt media about drones that have been seen in large numbers flying, especially at night, in the New Jersey area and in regions that also are adjacent to that. And so I asked the universe, were the white hats behind these drones, for the large extent? And because some could be civilian in nature or other, so we wanted to know the majority of them, are they from the white hats? We got a not only a solid yes, but an emphatic yes, with the Ace of Swords. And clarifying that was our first major arcana, the Star card, which is a 17 card. Again, strongest hint that it's alliance action. Okay, and the alliance is people-centered and safety-centered for people, and they've got our backs, guys. We had a couple nines that showed up. Recent past one did. Not only is a white hat action, but it's going just exactly the way they wanted to. People are watching the skies, their eyes are open, they're looking up, they're looking out. This correlated the date of a Department of Defense publication about how they would handle drones or unmanned craft. Had a delta with a couple of Q posts or 17 posts, as I'm supposed to say here on YouTube. And one of them was see something, say something. So people are doing that. And so some good correlations there. The other Nine of Swords says, hey, there's not as much to worry about as people might be starting to think. Okay, again, think the white hats are behind it. Why are they doing it? Because until we can get to where the new administration is, they are keeping some shenanigans from happening. That's what, and those that were planning those shenanigans are going to be facing not only justice, a judgment for their actions or their plans, but justice. Another white hat card, Knight of Swords showed up saying they're on it. They got the energy too. They can see the end zone now. We know things are going to be changing. And the White Hats, as always, their focus is on keeping as many of innocent civilian life safe as possible. So good for them. The That was what we got from this. So here's Laura's view in Terra 2. My stance on the drones is the majority of them are being operated by the White Hats. They are preventing the deep state from doing something nefarious, moving materials or setting up a calamity of some sort. And the multiple nines that showed up in there just reinforce that they know they're in the right place. They might not know exactly where those materials are, what have you. Right place, right time, and it's all happening the way it's meant to. So judgment and justice is coming for those that need some accountability. And hallelujah for that, right? So keep your eye on the skies, but not with any sort of worry, because the purpose of the drones is good and beneficial, is what I'm seeing, and it's keeping some actions from taking place that might have been meant to delay. And one of the Q posts that I looked at talked about delaying, trying to delay something. So I think when you take all those points together, the DoD releases, the deltas with the 17s, and then what the cards had to say, we got some pretty accurate insights there. So that's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your patience as I explore some rather diverse topics. And again, your willingness to at least consider other means of getting some relevant information than what we were traditionally told to rely on, which was our five senses. So if you're willing to receive it, until next time, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Bye.